the nest beneath the glass sky. The world of Xyris was once a jungle moon, a brutal, beautiful place where scale predators stalked under blood-colored leaves. At its heart lived the Velshar, a reptilian apex species worshipped for millennia by the Zerati Empire. But progress came with steel and fire. Cities replaced wildlands. The Velshar, feared for their telepathic hunting instincts, were declared obsolete, dangerous, extinct. The last of them, a dying mother and her unhatched child, were imprisoned deep beneath the capital, locked in a subterranean cage lined with psychic dampeners, forgotten, unfed, left to rot beneath glass floors that once displayed them like trophies, until Rin arrived. Rin was a xenobiologist, human, hired by the Zerati to study ecosystem collapse. He wandered the city alone, curious, always looking beneath the surface, literally. That's how he found the access door behind a broken maintenance hatch. He followed a flickering tunnel down into a stale chamber. Cold, cracked, lit by a single failing light. There, beyond glass smeared with old blood, he saw her, the last Velshar matron, a towering reptile, scaled in shimmering dark gold. Her wings were torn, her tail bone-jagged. Her eyes, once described in ancient records as glowing with fire, were dim and tired. And beside her, a nest, one egg, cracked, still warm, alive. He should have reported it. Instead, he sat outside the cage for hours. The mother raised her head weakly, met his gaze, and didn't attack. She simply stared. And Rin felt her, not in words, not in language, but in emotion, sorrow, rage, hope. The child was coming, but she would not survive to see it. Rin whispered, "I won't let your child die." He didn't know what it would cost, but he meant it. Each night, Rin returned. He snuck in protein paste, biothermal blankets, even a portable field heater. He rigged nutrient lines and patched cracks in the egg surface. He whispered human lullabies. The mother watched, unmoving, but gradually her breathing slowed, grew stronger. One night, Rin laid his hand against the glass. The mother placed her claw on the other side, a silent pact, and the egg pulsed with life. The child hatched under artificial light and human care. It was small for a Velshar, barely the size of a dog. Its scales gleamed opalescent blue. It hissed, bit Rin's hand, then curled into his warmth and slept. He named it Kier. The mother died 3 days later. Her body crumbled into crystal ash, as was the Velshar way. Kier cried, not with sound, but in Rin's mind. A scream of instinctive loss. Rin held him close. "You're not alone." Word got out. Rin was summoned before the High Council. "You had no clearance," said the Zerati overseer. "That beast is a threat. We exterminated him for a reason." "He's a baby," Rin said. "He bonded. He trusts me. You've made a pet of a predator. I've made a family." The council voted. Rin was to be deported. The child was to be terminated. That night, Rin broke protocol and stole Kier from the lower-level labs. The young reptile clung to his chest, sensing fear. Doors locked behind them. Alarms blared. Security drones swarmed. They ran to the outer wall. Rin's lungs burned. Kier hissed at the pursuers, and something awakened. A psychic blast erupted from him, shorting lights, crashing systems. They escaped through a duct and dove into a sewer flume. They disappeared for years. Rin raised Kier on the broken moon of Hara 6. Among ice storms and ruined outposts, the child grew strong, intelligent, fierce, still bonded to Rin like a cub to its pack leader. But Rin knew it couldn't last. The Velshar were ancient guardians, linked not just to biology, but to the energy of worlds. And Kier was changing. He began to dream of the glass prison, of the mother he never knew, of fire and fury. The Zerati found them eventually. A scout ship touched down. The commander gave an ultimatum. Return the Reptile, or we burn this moon. Kier stepped forward. He was no longer a cub, taller than a man, muscles coiled under radiant scales. But his eyes, Rin's eyes, were calm. I remember the cage, Kier said, psychic voice echoing. I remember what your kind did. You're a weapon, the commander snapped. No, Kier growled. I'm a witness. He opened his wings for the first time, and the sky split with light. The Velshar had not gone extinct. They had simply been betrayed. Kier roared, not in sound, but through space itself. Velshar eggs buried in forgotten corners of the galaxy began to stir. Rin watched, awestruck, as constellations shifted. The last child had become the first of a reborn storm. Some say the Velshar returned as galactic judges, protectors of balance. Others say they burned the Zerati Empire from the stars. But Rin always said one thing. He never meant to raise a god, only to save a child.